Hey guys, what's up? Knife Combat here, and I just want you to say welcome back to my channel. For the past days I've been thinking about getting new content out for the games I'm playing, and this day I've come up with a new idea to create a guide which is specific to point whoring in Black Ops 3 Zombies. So this is basically gonna be a small series which has multiple episodes, and every episode will cover 5 tips, tricks or Easter eggs that will help you to get more points out of your zombies game. So let's get going with point whoring 101. Tip number 1: how to get the maximum amount of points out of one zombie. This is knowledge level beginner. Everyone should know this. You can do this on every map, but there's a difference. In Shadows of Evil you have the Bloodhound, which is way stronger than the MR6. It takes 2 shots in the body and 4 shots in the leg to kill a zombie if you knife him after that. So a maximization of points. I prefer to shoot them in the body because you don't have a lot of ammo. But if you shoot in the leg, you can get 40 points out of the 4 bullets in the leg and another 130 points if you knife him, the zombie. In the Giant you have another handgun, which is the MR6. It takes 4 shots in the body and 8 shots in the leg to do that. This means you can get about 210 points out of one zombie if you knife him at the end. Because the Eisendrache will go further with the Origins, or how everyone calls them, the original crew, you will probably get only the MR6 again, and the Bloodhound will only be available for Shadows of Evil because the characters are doomed and will probably never be returning in any other zombies map. So just to summarize, in Shadows of Evil, 2 shots in the body and a knife and 4 shots in the leg and a knife, and you will kill the zombie. In the Giant you will need 4 shots in the body and a knife to kill the zombie, or 8 shots in the leg and a knife to kill a zombie on round 1. But this all depends on the ammo you have. If you don't get a lot of max ammos, this will not make a significant difference, so you're fine either way. Tip number 2: the rituals in Shadows of Evil. So this is not on any other zombies map. You have 4 normal rituals and you have a 5th one to create the Pack-a-Punch and spawn Cthulhu above Morgue City. If you participate in a ritual, you will get 500 points out of it, and there are 4 normal rituals and an ending ritual, which will give you 5 times 500 points, so that is 2500 points in total. Also, there are a lot of witches that spawn, and they will normally give you 10 points for every shot you put in them. So you can get a lot of points out of this, and it is definitely worth to be in every ritual they are, because if you are in every ritual in the early rounds, you can get points easily and get Jog and Quick Revive or a good weapon very early on. Tip number 3 is somewhat connected to tip number 2, and by tip number 3 I mean the Margwas. If you do rituals, every 2 rituals a Margwa will spawn, and you can kill him by shooting all his 3 heads off. Every head of the Margwa gives you 500 points, and in the early rounds you can kill him very easily even with a Kuda. So that means if you do 2 rituals you get 1 Margwa. This means 3 times 500 points, that means 1500 points. Another Margwa will also spawn on the 4th ritual and on the last one to complete the Pack-a-Punch. This means if you Pack-a-Punch on round 5, you can have 3 Margwas, so 3 times 1500 points. That means you almost got 5000 points, you have 4500 points, and that means you can almost Pack-a-Punch with those points. So it's definitely worth to keep the Margwa to yourself and get all his heads off, which gives you a major bonus in getting to be the best player in your lobby. Tip number 2 and 3 were both intermediate levels, so let's get going for the more advanced / pro tips and tricks to do to get you more points out of your game. Tip number 4: laying prone in front of perk machines. This is something that has been in Call of Duty since a long time. It has been introduced since World War. Did I just say World War? Never mind, I meant this has been introduced since Call of Duty World at War, the first game that Treyarch released on itself, and also the first Call of Duty game that ever had zombies in it. If you laid prone for a perk machine for the first time in a game, you would get 25 points out of that perk machine, and in the early days there were only Quick Revive, Double Tap, Speed Cola and Juggernaut, so 4 times 25 points, so you would get 100 points every game just by laying in front of perk machines. Now this feature is also available in Black Ops 3, but here we get 100 points for the first time you lay in front of that perk machine. In Shadows of Evil you have 7 perks, and in The Giant you have 6 perks. But the 6th one you have to do a special Easter egg for with monkey bombs, so it's not really much of a difference. In Shadows of Evil you can only get 600 points. Isn't that weird because there are 7 perks? No, because there's always that one perk machine, yes, Stamina Up, I'm talking about you. You can't even lay prone in front of it, so you will never get your 100 points out of Stamina Up. Way to go, Treyarch! And in The Giant sometimes you have to twist a bit, like in this place you can't lay exactly prone in front of it, so you have to lay prone on the side and not on the front. And on this place there's not even room enough to lay prone right in front of it, so you can't get the 100 points of that perk machine either if it's in that spot. But after all, this gives you 600 points on Shadows of Evil and 500 points on a Giant if you're the first one to lay in front of all perk machines, which is no problem if you're in solo, but more advanced and good players will also know this and also try to get the 100 points, because everyone is a point whore when it comes to zombies. And now for the last and final tip of today, tip number 5, the Salvatore Saldaluca suit Easter egg. This is only on Shadows of Evil, and you can do this when you leave the first room. On your right you have a building named Chang's Laundry, and if you look through the window where there is supposed to be a barricade but it's not, but zombies can come through there, there's a zombie spawn. Black suit which is ready for pickup, and on the suit there's a receipt, and that receipt is from Saldaluca from Mob of the Dead from Black Ops 2. So how do you get this note? You throw a grenade at the suit and it has to explode on the same time that it hits the suit. Not many players know about this, so I can say this is knowledge level pro. This is also not very easy to do if you have normal grenades. They have to explode at the exact time when you're hitting the suit. You can see it over there, there's a receipt. And it's quite hard and you can actually down yourself with a grenade. But if you get Widow's Wine, you get the Semtex-like grenades, so this will be way easier to do. If you do hit the suit at the exact time, with or without Widow's Wine grenades, you will get Sal's receipt on the box over there, and you will be able to pick it up and it will give you 500 points. So this is very easy if you know how to throw grenades or if you have Widow's Wine. And Widow's Wine is also a pretty good perk, so I guess you just got 500 points for free. But that concludes our first episode of Point Whoring 101. I will do this series more. It's kind of difficult to come up with more ways to find more opportunities for us point whores, but when the Eisendrache comes, there will probably be way more Easter eggs I can do, and there are also a couple things I forgot, but I don't want to do everything in one time, because then I will probably forget another one, and the video will never end. But I really hope you enjoyed this guide and learned from it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later on. Peace out.